Hey everybody, what we're looking at here is what happens to the antenna mast when you drive through a car wash with the radio on and the antenna up. Anyway, we see the old cable and we're going to replace that today. So I didn't get footage of me taking this old one out, but I'll show you a little bit later how it goes in. You do have this nut that you need to take off. Lexus makes a tool that you can get, or you can just use some needle nose pliers and it comes right out. It's a little bit fiddly and takes a little bit of time, but it's not that big a deal. So when you go to put the antenna back in, you've got this nylon cable and you need to have somebody else in the car turn it on so that it runs the motor in one direction, and then when you put the cable in, you'll feel it kind of catch in there a little bit, and then you can have your assistant go ahead and turn the radio off and it'll pull it down. Now you'll notice here that I run into a little bit of a problem. So this doesn't quite look right, and so I take it out. Now this would be how you would take the old antenna out too. You just have somebody turn it on, you run it out, and then you pull the cable out. If you're unlucky, sometimes the cable will snap off inside. In that case, you have to go inside the vehicle to access the motor that's down there. Now on this nut, there remained inside, I guess we'd call maybe the seals or the bushings or whatever that thing is. It's a little bit of a bear to get out. But on your new antenna, you'll have these new seals or bushings or whatever, and that's what goes down inside the silver nut here. And then you can see on the bottom there's a little bit of a washer, and I think that's to help seal that up against your plastic housing so that you don't get water and stuff down there. So this will be footage that we've already seen, but I did want to show you guys again. You'll need to extend that antenna out, and I found that the best way to do it, or probably about the only way I guess I should say that you should do this, is you'll place the nylon cable through that plastic housing, and again you kind of wiggle it around there, and it can be, sometimes you get it right away, sometimes it takes a few minutes, but if you're patient it will go ahead and you'll feel it kind of engage in there a little bit, and once it engages again, you have the person inside go ahead and turn it off, and then that reverses the motor and it draws your antenna back down in there. Once it goes down in there, then you'll need to retighten that nut, and again you just use some needle nose pliers, and it does take a little bit of time just because you're having to use the pliers. I put my finger here because I wanted to make sure I had it snugged down pretty good, but I thought, well, if it's not 100%, I didn't want it to back all the way out. And when you're doing this part, what you want to do is just listen to make sure that it's not straining. Also make sure that it goes all the way up and that it will retract all the way. And so I do the test again just to make sure that it again goes all the way up. There's no binding. It's not, the motor's not straining, anything like that. So that's about it. I used the original part, which I'll put up here in a second, and I think it cost around maybe $60 that I got off eBay. So you can freeze this thing if you want to get the part number and everything. All right, that's it.